Hey guys, what's going on? Drax here, and today I'm just kind of going to go over some things with you guys with Mekanism. I've done a lot of little tutorials and stuff like that with Mekanism, but this is going to be kind of an overview of some of the cooler things in Mekanism that I like, that I think are really neat. And hopefully you guys will get a kick out of this too. So if I hit F5 and go back in here, we'll kind of jump in. One of the best things about it is these new tools that Mekanism adds. They're called paxels. They're pretty neat to make them. It's an axe, a pickaxe, and a shovel, and a couple, sticks. And that should kind of lend to what they are. So if I go into survival, they will do dirt. If I had a tree nearby, let's go do the tree. They're an axe. And then if we went down to actual stone level, which I should have right here, it does stone. So it does a lot of stuff. And I believe if I click right click, nope, this one doesn't. They're just kind of a multi-purpose tool, and they have a pretty decent attack. It's about 6, which is, okay. But yeah, Mekanism adds a bunch of different ones. You got wood, stone, iron, gold, diamond, copper. This one's a lapis one. Then you have let's see what that one is. Obsidian and the osmium. So those are the paxels. The paxels I find really cool. I think it's always cool when a mod adds some new stuff to it, like new tools. The first little thing you see is this robot. The robot is really cool. He's kind of an everything. Imagine turtles from like Computer Craft, but not programmable, but kind of cool, all in the same. So if we click on him, he's got a UI. Some of the things you can see, like an energy bar. I can put him on follow mode, which if I walk away, like, he'll follow me around. That's pretty cool. This one is teleport back home. He's always on this charge pad. That's kind of his home. If I toggle drop pickup mode, anytime I get something and drop it on the ground, little guy will run over, pick it up, and keep going. Turn that back off. Or I can rename him to anything I want. So if I want to rename him, I'll call him Drax's Buddy. Well, fine, Drax's Bud. Drax's Bud. Yep, see, there we go. Some of the things here on the side, the home screen, this is your home. He's also a portable crafting bench, portable chest to get all my stuff back that I dropped. He's a portable furnace. Now, I believe, let me look here, that this will take wood. Yeah, see, you have to provide your own fuel. It won't use his power source, and it's an anvil. Alright, so our little buddy's pretty cool. He's kind of gives us a little options to do all kinds of stuff. But the little thing he was standing on is called a charge pad. Now this, if I had any items in my inventory that required power, which, let's go ahead and grab this thing right here off the wall. Go ahead and put my item frame back. Oh, it's already full of power. Let's do this Mekanism. We'll just take that and swap it out for one that doesn't have power. So if I stand on this, you'll see the power is increasing very quickly. So this will work for anything that really requires power that's in your inventory. While I got this thing in my hand, it's called an atomic disassembler. And if you look, it kind of resembles a paxel, and it kind of works the same way. You notice it's got some speed to it, but I can also change the mode of it. So if I want to, I can do slow, fast, vein, off. So I'm going to go on fast. And you can kind of tell it's pretty quick, But if we go, and I'll go down here to some, oh, this is sand, so that's not really going to help, but yeah, we'll do some of this. I mean, this thing is just incredibly quick. So now I need to get out of here. And it's kind of one of those all-purpose tools as well. It's a lot like a Paxel. It's just an electric version of a Paxel. And probably my favorite tool added in the game. You also have the vane, which if I go to that, switch back around to vane. Oh, did it again. And it's just a little slower, so you don't have to be scared of breaking everything. You can just turn it down a little bit. But again, that takes power, so I can just charge it right back up, and we're good to go. This other item on the wall back here is called an electric bow. It's going to do a lot like what you'd think. It's a bow, but instead of taking durability, it will just use power. So if I pull it, I can shoot. And then I can also change the mode on it and have it start shooting fire. Very cool. So that is the atomic disassembler and the electric bow. Next here we have is an electric chest. Now this thing is pretty neat as well. Say I'm playing on a server and I just really don't kind of trust the people that I'm playing on. I can set passwords to my chests. Now my password is very simple. It's just mine. Open it up and we got all the jukeboxes in the world, and then I can lock it or unlock it, or I can even edit the password to make it something else. So yeah, that requires a little bit of power. If you don't have the power, you can't lock it. But yeah, I find that really cool. Now over here is a logistical sorter and some transport pipes. Just imagine these as like the pipes that your items flow through. And then the sorter itself is something that you can kind of give items certain destinations. So if I come in here to the ore dictionary and I say anything that is an ore, I have to type it like this, and I hit the question mark or the check mark. It's going to say anything with the word ore in it, and I can even click on that and label it something. And so now I could go to my storage system where all my chests and stuff are, color it green, and then only the green stuff, only the ores would go to the green, and the dark blue, which I have set to iron, would go to the iron. Next is Mekanism's version of a quarry. This thing is pretty cool. It's called a digital miner. Does take quite a bit of power, so you can see I got power underneath it back there. You can hook power into whatever side you want. But if I hit the config button, see if I hit start right now, nothing's got time to mine, nothing's gonna happen. But if I hit the config button here, I can do the same thing. I can do an item stack where I could put some ores in or something. So if I grab just one of those, we'll go back to config, do item stack, and I just put in iron, and I could save it that way. Or I could hit the ore dictionary, we'll type in ore just like that again. It's going to search for those ores. And then I can change the radius as well. This thing's got a max of 32 radius, and I could go from minimum distance or minimum height of 0 or maximum distance of 60. So if I go back out now and hit start, we have 33,876 items to mine that either have iron ore or ore. That's hard to say. Now if I take out this and we just have the iron, we'll see how much iron is in the area. So about 3,000 iron blocks is in the area, so that's pretty cool. You can also have it fill in those places that it pulls, because it's just going to leave empty holes. So if I gave it, say, blocks of iron, put that in there, and we'll have it see it's pulling out when it gets one of those. Now if we dug underground and found where this thing was digging, we'd see a block of iron in its place. Now I wouldn't use iron, I'd use gravel or dirt, but hey, to each his own. You can also have it silk touch. So if I stop this and hit the config button, let's say we want lapis. Let me do this right. Just like that, lapis. And we'll go ahead and delete the iron. We'll start, silk touch is on, so it'll pull the pull the ore instead of the items. If I turn it off, you'll see that it just pulls the lapis. Now it's not the fastest thing in the world at the moment, but you can also throw all kinds of upgrades into it. I can throw some speed upgrades in, and even some energy upgrades. So if I take these and put them in right up here, we'll see them kick in. And it'll get faster and faster. One thing you gotta watch, I have a creative energy source under there. But one thing you gotta watch is the amount of power that it takes, because this thing will take a lot of power at this point. You can also throw the energy upgrades in, which you see it's at 32, went to 47, 66, 91. So you can store a ton of power in this thing. And just see how fast that it's actually going. If I turn Silk Touch on, it is going to require quite a bit more power to run each little process, but it's still cruising along quite nicely. Another cool thing that Mekanism adds is some teleporter stuff. If I want to, travel from one point to another, I can set up these teleporters. And let's just run on through real quick. You see, I got right over there. So I could just continue, run, and run. But yeah, these things are pretty cool. This is the actual teleporter block. Then I place teleporter frames around it like that. I can click on that and I can actually change the unique ID of this teleporter. Now they do require a little bit of power, so I have some set up back there, but it's not a huge amount. If I go ahead and turn this one to that same option, it's turned right back on. Now another item that you can use is the portable teleporter, which allows me to do the same thing, and I can teleport to those just like that. Now let's say I wanted one at home. I could do it to that one, or I can do it to this one. So with the portable, like, you could set these up all around your world and then just have your portable teleporter and go to whichever one you wanted to. So some other cool things that Mekanism adds is a jetpack and some boots. We see them down there, and we see the jetpack. The jetpack's got a really cool texture on it. Probably one of the coolest textures of a jetpack I've seen. But we'll go ahead and grab this off of here. And I will need to get some power into that jetpack. So let me grab this thing right here, jetpack. Now there's two versions of this. There's a regular jetpack, or there's an armored jetpack. It just gives you a little bit of strength and everything. I have it on right now, but we're going to throw that out and put one on that's got some power. So it's quite powerful just by itself. And if I hit F5, you can see that it does some cool fire particle effects, and I can just fly around. One other thing is it does have some modes, so where I can hover, which is a lot like creative flight. So if I just kind of go around, I mean, it's not the greatest creative flight, but you do have that option. Can turn it off altogether, or just have the regular jumping. You notice I'm not taking any damage whatsoever. That is for the free runners. Those will protect me from fall damage, and then will also allow me to run up some blocks without having to jump, which I find really cool. Let's go ahead and make it daytime again. Next on the list is the scuba tank and gas mask. These are also really cool pieces. If I go ahead and throw those on and I show you what I look like, I look like I'm ready to go scuba diving. Yes, I am. So now we're going to run over to some water. So we ran over to some water, and like any good scuba diver, we're just going to dive right in. And you'll notice that our stuff's going down fairly quickly. We need to change that. So if I go ahead and turn it on, I can stay down here for a long time. And it does hold oxygen, so we can see it depleting. And then we have the gas mask as well. If I take off the gas mask, we lose that ability. So you do need both of these to function. But you can see we're doing good. So last but not least, we got some party favors to send you guys off. I have a cool little balloon here in my hand, and if I place it down on the ground, it floats up and away. So we can throw a bunch of these down. We can have a little rainbow in the sky. That's pretty cool. Or I can shift right click and it'll get stuck to whatever block I click it to. And that's what I've done with these. If I want to remove it, just punch the balloon. Now, last but not least is a new version of TNT I want to show you guys. It's pretty cool. If I light regular TNT, we'll see the aftermath here. It's a fairly big hole. Kind of reaches right to where that was. But, you know, kind of nice. This is Obsidian Tnt, and not only does it add some cool particle effects, we'll give it a minute here. It looks cooler than regular TNT, but we also had a much bigger explosion from it. Pretty cool. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed all the stuff from the Mekanism little spotlight, my cool things of it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you have any suggestions of other mods you'd like me to show off or do a tutorial on, please leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, have a great day and I'll see you next time.